So it's not every day we get Wilson's royalty in here. Of course, we all know Dicko. He is the stalwart of the Zurich Barra Tour, of the Venom Rods Barra Australian Open. Won that thing before, but hey, it's been a while since this man's been on screen. Steve Booth, how are you going, mate?
Good.
A COVID-safe bump?
COVID-safe bump. I try to avoid the spotlight where I can, but here we are.
There you go. Now, the question I've got is, did you get dragged in kicking and screaming, or you're thinking you've got something cool to launch, so you wanted to be next to us?
Look, we've got a couple of really cool things to launch, but kicking and screaming every time in front of the camera, you know what I'm like.
Boothie did not like the limelight at all, Dicko. He is a natural in front of the camera. Boothie is a natural behind the camera. That's how it works, isn't it?
Pretty much how it works.
This is a segment on ABT Live we're running to basically launch the Barra Tour for this year. Of course, none of you are going overseas. You're not allowed to do that. So if you're going to holiday domestically, why not come on a holiday with about 60 or 80 of your closest mates catching Australia's iconic impoundment fish, the barramundi? Dicko, how many out of 10 do you give the Barra Tour in terms of fishing and fun?
Oh, 10.
10 out of 10?
10
I'd
out
give
of
it
10.
11, but I was trying to set you up there.
10 out of 10. No, it's a great format. I love it. Especially, going to places like Tinaroo and stuff like that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But I really look forward to the end of the part where we're at Mackay.
Yeah.
Everyone's together, especially when we get to Camp Kango. That's so cool.
I think people who followed our social media feeds would have seen the shenanigans that got on at that party. So how was it? Nicole just sent out an invitation that said wear an Hawaiian shirt, and we had coconut bikinis, we had hula skirts, we had a fair bit of sort of semi-nudity, and a knot tying competition that one of your guys won.
Yeah,
Robbie Payne.
Robbie won that one. Yeah, no, that was a good night. That one. It's good just to get everyone together. Everyone let their hair down a bit.
Keeps them off the lake.
And it kept them off the lake. I think that was a good idea from you guys, just to say, look, no fishing that night, and it got everyone together. And
I'm pretty sure we can dig up a pic here to show Karim versus little Robbie Payne. I thought the poor little fella was just going to get lifted off the ground.
Yeah, no, Robbie did well. Well, I think he tried kicking him in the shins and that a few times. Yeah, he did good there.
Yeah, no, he likes to win by cunning, not by skill usually, but he got through that night. Now, launching this year's tour, of course, Barra is on the way up. The interest is on the increase. People are fishing Barra all the time. The lakes are looking really good at the moment. We haven't had any overspills recently. So we've actually improved the Barra tour in a few areas this year. Now, let's start with the normal tour. It's 4 events around Mackay. Yep. We go to Kinchin, we go to Toowoomba, and we have a couple of events on Peter Faust Dam where all the shenanigans take place. Last year, we dipped our toe in the water, we went back up to Tinaroo. Of course, it's one of Australia's oldest stock barramundi impoundments. And we went there, and it was pretty bloody awesome, wasn't it, Diggo?
It was really good. The fishing was... And all the locals said that we got it lucky. Yep. But, I don't know, there's a lot of fish in that dam. And
with all the good Barra guys there, it's like they got caught.
Yeah, they got caught all right. I really enjoyed it. It's a different dam to fish because the dams that we fish down here, they're all full of weed and that. Where that one up there,
no weed.
There's no weed.
Nowhere to hide.
So you just sand along and you go, oh, there they are.
Barras.
Yeah, there they are. So I actually enjoyed it, and we caught some nice fish too.
And it's one of the few lakes we have full cell phone reception on. So Boothie, you would have been sitting back at the office cheering for the team, watching the live scoreboards come through. Kinchin Dam and Tinaroo are the 2 that we have that good coverage on.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's, for us, that's the best part. As a person who's not there, being able to tune in, every half an hour I was refreshing, trying to do it. It saved me texting Dicko or Cord or whoever was on there, what's happening. It's right there. It's an amazing piece of technology that keeps the viewers involved.
Yep.
And I think a lot of tournaments need to learn about, keep the viewers involved, people who can't fish it. They want to know.
Yep.
Keep them updated. It's magic.
It's we always wanted to turn fishing into a spectator sport, and that's one way it can happen. And I know Cord was particularly excited because he came off the water. He goes, my phone was going nuts with people telling me to catch more fish.
Yeah.
Because as always, not only does everyone else know what's going on, you know what's going on too. And I know I try to sort of only check it every 5 minutes.
I told him to turn his phone off because it just kept turning. And then because he's got the phone, the watch. Next minute he's talking to his watch. It's like, go away.
Like Dick Tracy, mate, in the old days.
I thought he was just talking to himself, but he put his phone away, that his watch is going off.
So what we've done for Tinaroo, we've made it 2 events up at Tinaroo this year. If you want to make the big trip up to Cairns, and it's nearly 2,000 kilometres from Brisbane. Last year we had that 1 2-day event. This year, to take advantage of what the locals say is a great morning bite, we've added an all-night tournament onto the end. So you can fish 2 Barra Tour events in one trip, and that's something that I think a lot of the locals will enjoy. Being able to get 2 events under the belt means they can maybe drop an event when it comes to Team of the Year for the rest of the Barra Tour. Of course, the Barra Tour itself in the middle stays the same, but at the other end of the tour, at the Venom Rods Barra Australian Open, that's where we've made some exciting changes that were based on some of your feedback. We wanted to bring on Mondrian, which is, of course, a rising Barra fishery again. As the water drops in that place, the Barra fishing seems to get better. And Boothie, that's one I think that you're going to be able to spectate as well, because at Awonga and Mondrian we get reasonably good phone coverage.
Yep.
There's 4 days of action to follow there.
Yeah, it's going to be a big one. I'm really excited by that. To have Mondrian involved again, personally, that's the only place I've caught a metre impoundment Barra.
Yep.
I haven't caught one at Awonga. So to see how that's going with these guys who are fishing it, and they're pretty good fishermen, let's be serious, it'll be really interesting to see how many people want to go to Mondi after that.
Now, the format of that event, it's a couple of days at Awonga. It's a travel day and a day off and a frantic pre-fish day, I think. And then it's 2 days at Mondrian. So, dead set, whoever wins that is going to be seriously consistent over a variety of weather conditions, because in spring it can be all over the joint there, in a variety of places. So they're really going to enjoy the payout. It's always a minimum of $5,000 first place for that. It's 100% payback. It's the only one of the Barra events we do that's 100% payback. And it's that because this man's marketing budget has kicked in enough money for us to cover all the costs behind the scenes and to pay you guys back 100%. So, touching briefly on how the Team of the Year works this year, we've always fiddled with it a bit over the year. It's sort of now in the line with the other series that we do in the Bass and the Brim series. You can actually drop events if you commit to fishing a lot of events. It's only a certain number of your best events count. Now, this year in the Barra, we've got 7 potential events that can count. It's going to be your best 5 out of those 7. So if you just do the Barra Tour and you smash it all around Mackay because you're an awesome Mackay local, can't win it. You need to do 5 events to have enough events to get up into the top bit there. So you have to be versatile in a variety of locations as well as consistent across the days. We're going to keep in what we did last year. Every single Barra you catch and put in on the app, up until the limit of fish, you can get bonus points. So if you have an event where you might come 10th, but you get 5 fish each night, you get those full bonus points. So it's important, even if you're having a tough night, every Barra you catch is adding a Team of the Year point. And every year, Dicko, it comes down to not very much, does it?
Certainly does. Yes.
You know, you sit there and you think, if only I didn't drop that fish in the sticks, I would have maybe been a bit closer to angling.
Yeah, but I think that's every night.
Of course it is. That's Barra fishing. That's how it works. Now, you guys from Wilson's very invested in the Barra Tour. You always do really well doing it. You've been working for years on some secret weapons. Boothie, I want you to do the reveal on the show here of the super secret reveal of stuff that was going to go at the tackle show. But the tackle show's now.
Tackle show is finished, so we're going to show you a new lure that is perhaps going to take the Barra thing by storm. Dicko's been working on this for a couple of years with cord, and they've come up with the Flat Shad X, which is due out around the time of the Barra Tour. And it comes in 2 models. So you've got this one here, which is jig head rigged. So it comes
exposed hook.
Exposed hook. It comes with a treble already attached on a swivel, and then you've also got the weedless one here. So there's 4 sizes in those. Only 3 in the weedless. So a few different sizes and about 10 colours, I believe. So you know, Dicko will be able to give you a bit more of an insight. He's caught quite a few Barra on these guys, and there's a lot of differences in this. So I'll get Dicko to run through a bit of the technical stuff.
So with the 2 heavier models, we really based them around those dams, you know, because you know a lot of guys up there use the slick rigs and they weight them fairly heavily.
Yeah, you want to roll them deep.
Yeah, so that was from last year's tour, or where I was experimenting with the weights and stuff like that. So that's when I come back from that, and we've got a new set of weights now, and it'll pretty much match a slow rolled slick rig. Side by side at the same depth to maintain its 10 foot.
Now, this seems to be a very supple material and it's articulated, so you know, we know what the workshops look like with people chopping and changing slick rigs in a chop shop. They've got forks on them, they boil them, they cook them, they add hooks. This is sort of going to be ready to go out of the box.
Straight out of the packet. I mean, that's what we try to do with all of our Xeric lures, is that you can tie them on straight out of the packet and they'll catch fish. That's the whole idea of them. You know, like, so there's no change in hooks. I mean, we're fishermen, everyone changes things, but that's our concept. Is we like to have a lure that you can tie on straight out of the box and catch fish. So.
And if it's a hot bite and you've just been towed home by something on one of these, you'll just grab the next packet, rip it out, put it on and throw it. You don't want to be sitting there for 20 minutes hotting it up.
No, not having to spend an hour pimping it. So, But yeah, these are all made out of that TPE material, so they're very, very strong.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's, but very flexible as well. So, and you'll notice with these ones, we incorporated the normal flat shad slits in the body, so it collapses really easily.
Yeah, it does feel soft on the weedless one particularly, because Barra, of course, love suck spit.
Yeah.
So hopefully that'll get tangled up in their mouth on the way out. And if it doesn't, there's all of these extra toe points. As soon as I saw them, I said, "What are all those extra toe points?" Hang more hardware off them.
Yeah.
So if you're one of the people that likes, if you haven't got 5 trebles on, you're not doing it right.
Yeah.
It's all set up for you to go.
That's it.
So and what is this going to cost someone in the shops, Boothie? Rock into the shops, want one of these fellas?
Yep, so the biggest one, we're hoping to be around the sort of $22 mark, and then they'll go down from there to a flathead size one, which is that guy. So if he's somewhere around the $15, $17 mark, that all depends on a whole bunch of things and when they arrive and how good the Aussie dollar's doing, I suppose.
Yeah, and of course, there's not many tackle companies that are nailing it with supply at the moment either. It seems it's difficult to get a lot of things.
Well, we're all getting better at it now, but we'll see how we go with these guys somewhere around sort of September, October.
Now, what's the name of it again?
It's called a Flat Shad X.
Flat Shad X.
So it'll be Flat Shad X weedless and Flat Shad X GT.
Awesome. Now, let's have a look at what else you got here, because I am a hard bait lover. And I'm a white lure lover. You've got a combination of it here for me. What's this fella?
That's it. So we've had this one before. This is the Defiance from Xeric. So it's a 130mm one. Probably best known when it first released as a flatty lure, but caught a lot of barramundi up in the saltwater reaches. So what we've done is toughened it up. So it was made by Xeric, not by us originally.
Yep.
When we got the first ones, Cord and Dicko have seen some points they could strengthen up on it. And they've gone and strengthened those up to make it Aussie proof, because I think worldwide Aussies are pretty much known as good tackle breakers.
Oh, we're good at busting stuff. And I noticed those, they're not a mustard looking hook, they look like the BKKs.
Those ones are,
Yeah, and that's interesting that you've got a real strong relationship with mustard, but if that's the best hook for this sort of lure, or if that's the one you can get hold of, I don't know how it works. But
that's so because it was made by Xeric, they've chosen the best hook they could find on the market for it. So that's the one they've chosen.
And it's a bit like with this style of lure. It's like a slow sink, it's not quite a suspend, but it's a slow sink. So obviously you've got to get the best hardware right.
Yeah.
So we've gone for the strongest, lightest trebles we can do. So
that's right. And at a glance, I know last year I pulled some jerkbaits out of a box with these hooks and used them the whole tour, and I thought they're going to be not strong enough, but by the end they are strong enough, and especially the ones that have multiple hooks on them.
Yeah,
there will always be a couple of points fine to hold and hold a big barra. So
that's what I see. Like it's like our Xeric little fish trap. Everyone goes, "Oh, you got to upgrade the hooks." No, you don't. Straight out of the packet,
straight in.
They're good.
And there's also a deep and a shallow in this.
Yeah, so we call it a medium diver. So one will go about 2 metres, and then the shallow diver goes to about 1 metre just on a standard retrieve. So a little bit shallower if you're jerking it, and also if you let it sink in the fresh water, it'll go a bit deeper if you need it to.
There you go. Well done. Finally designing a jerkbait that you can sink into a snag and lose.
Exactly.
Awesome. Be happy with that.
No point in not being able to lose them.
That's awesome. It's great to see that viewers of ABT Live get to see this sort of stuff first. Boothie, final thoughts about the trade show? Are you missing being down the Gold Coast because it was supposed to be happening in a few days' time? You miss catching up with everyone?
I'm going to miss the trade show terribly, and actually looking forward to the public day this time too. So it's a big miss, but we all understand the situation we're in, and hopefully we'll get to do it again next year.
2022, how keen are the public going to be to come in and finally interact with us again?
Yes.
It's going to be it's going to be really, really good to finally get the ability to show these people firsthand this new stuff again.
That's great. For all the information on the Xeric Barra Tour, the Venom Rods Barra Australian Open, make sure you go to the website www.abt.org.au.